Hey y'all, welcome to Fitting and Homemaking. My name is Sarah, and today we're going to be doing some decluttering. I am wedged into my children's closet, and to be perfectly honest, the entire closet needs to be decluttered, but that feels quite overwhelming to me. So I think today we are just going to focus kind of on this side, which, as you can see, I'm going to need to unearth a little bit before I can even get to it. So, I guess let's go ahead and not delay and get started. Short intro today. Right. Goodness. Okay. Let's go with that. All right, and I've tried to get as okay of a shot as I can, but so we're focusing over here. And let's see, what do we have? We have bags, and we have some toys sitting on top here. The kids do use the toys that are in these suitcases, so we need to keep those. We're just not terribly at a bag stage just yet, but sometimes they play with these. My daughter's little purse. Maybe this feels heavier. Does it have something in it? No, it's just the little pull. So these are all gifts. I wonder, maybe I can find something to put the bags in so they're not just sitting up there. And here's another bag. I was actually looking for this. It had fallen behind the bookshelf. I was going to put some colored pencils in here, and then I ended up getting a different bag. But I think I'll need to find a storage solution for these bags. Let's put them there all together. That'll be our bags pile. Okay, so that clears off the top. And we do have this stuff hanging down here, which kind of makes it a little bit difficult to get to. But ignore that for now. These are some books that the kids kind of rarely play with, but they were homemade books. Again, picture books that, oh gosh, this one's like in pieces. Okay, and this has new things to add to the books. Maybe we'll need to have like a little picture area. Let me put those over there. Those maybe should go somewhere else. All right, books. This book they don't ever look at, but it's from one of their grandparents' traveling abroad areas. So we'll probably need to keep that. Say hello to a worm. They don't really read this one too much. Maybe that can be weeded out. I'm going to put it in a pile. Because it's so tight in here, you guys, I'll have to take you off the tripod and show you the piles eventually. But this is going to go into a pile for review, I think. Lola goes to school. We do read this one occasionally, and my daughter is going to go to kindergarten next year, so we'll keep that one. They do not do these puzzles anymore. They're nice puzzles, so I think maybe we'll donate these to daycare because they always need more puzzles like this. I'm sure they have these exact puzzles, but they get torn up pretty quickly. So that will go into a donation pile. I don't think anyone will miss those. This is the dust jacket to a book that's over there. Okay, let's see. We do occasionally do this ABC book. Elmo Goes to the Dentist we don't really read anymore. It's got a lot of words in it. We've read it sometimes, but I think that can maybe be reviewed to go away. This was like the first book my husband bought for the kids, so we're keeping that. Madeline, 1, 2, 3. It's a counting book. We used to read it a lot, and it kind of disappeared into here, so maybe we'll bring that back out. We're going on a bear hunt. The kids like the bear hunt story, but we don't really read the book. I'll put that in for review. I'm trying to not be super precious with these because we don't really read that one. And I'm putting it in for review in case something is sentimental for my husband. I know a lot of this stuff has been given to us, so I don't know like if any of it's precious. If it doesn't have his name in it from childhood, like I'm not to know. This, I feel like we've grown out of this little vacation book. Although we did read it a lot at one point. The Egg Book. I don't think we've ever read that. At the Zoo. Eyes, nose, fingers, toes. Some of these I think we're starting to grow out of. This is the Peter Rabbit story, which we read occasionally, but it's not actually the full story. Put that in for review. I'm trying to be a little bit, not only not precious, but a little bit more erring on the side of getting rid of, just because we do have so many books. Is this the one that's ripped or is this the intact one? The kids do like this, but we haven't read it in a long time. This is not the ripped one. And part of the issue with some of these is that a lot of them are the Deli Imagination Library ones. And so I have to like remove our information before they can be donated, which is a bit of a PETA, but Snowy Day, that's a classic, but we don't really read it because we don't get much snow here anymore. It used to snow here a decent amount when I first moved here 15 years ago, but that was 15 years ago. Good Night Gorilla we had some fun with, but I think we're done with it now. Who's Behind the Badge, a local police department one. We can probably pass that on. These, the kids really liked. Have we grown out of them? I feel like these are still good for car books and for them to, well, for my son at least, to find where to press. So let's keep that. I guess this is a keep pile over here. That's a book from their grandmother that I know they're not going to be willing to get rid of. This is My First Bible book. Is it already messed up? No, we have a few things like this. This looks like that's an okay one. And then we have Baby's First Bible. Maybe this is the one that we get rid of. Yeah, I think this other one is maybe more appropriate for their ages now. It's Springtime, Snoopy. Just don't really do that. And maybe we don't because they're in here. Another My First Bible, goodness. They're like the classic stories. I don't think we need multiple of them though. This one looks like it's got all the different kinds of text. That one's a little bit hard to read, so we'll get rid of that one too. My kids used to love this one. The thing is too with books, we have a really good public library system that we use a lot. Have we grown out of this? I guess we'll keep this one. Good Night, Sesame Street. We don't really read that much. My kids are just kind of past some of these stages. This is one that we just didn't read that much. I think this is, yeah, this is one of my husband's. So we'll maybe, that needs to be repaired, and I think maybe we'll keep it in our room. So I'll put that with Things to Go Elsewhere. Sorcerer's Apprentice, I feel like we have a different copy of this. This is kind of a toy and a book, so we'll keep this one. What's this? Colors. I don't think we've ever read that one. Night Night Little Pookie. This was my daughter's favorite book when we were very little. This is not broken at the moment. That's amazing. Oh, no. Just kidding. It is. Is it just the lamb's tail? They do like this, but they can be a little bit rough with it. But we'll keep that one. Giraffes Can't Dance. We read that on occasion. Do Is Talk. They don't really read this one much, but this one is sentimental for me, so maybe I will. I've, kept the card in the bookmark that they might be a little bit interested in this when they're older. It's written in a made-up language, so I'll put that in the pile to go into our room for more of like the sentimental stuff. First, Look and Find. I think we are done with this one. We have a Blaze Look and Find that my kids are more into than this one right now. Okay. Shoes. What size are these? Six. So these are too small. I'll check that against my son's sizes in case the sizing's weird. These are too small. Pretty certain these are too small for my daughter. No clue. I'll check these against my son's shoes. I know these are too small for my daughter and probably too big for my son, so there's no need to store them in here. So I'll put that with sentimental stuff because those were my husband's. These are Crocs that she really wants to be able to wear, but they're just a size too big for her still. Maybe we'll keep them in here. I think these are quite a bit too big for my son. These are one size too big for my daughter. These are also one size too big for my daughter, but she likes to clomp around the house in them. I feel like we should have a better solution for the shoes. These are her slippers that she wears sometimes. What's this? There's like stickers or something stuck under here. It's just trash. Yeah, these look really tiny. Let me go put these in the closet with sentimental clothes, even though I know that space is absolutely overflowing too because we don't have a big enough bin. Since these, my daughter does play in these, and these are like next up. What to do? Let me noodle on that while I go take these elsewhere. Oh, my foot's asleep. Ow. Oof. Okay, and there is, sorry if you couldn't see me, there's some stuff in here, so I'm just going to give it a quick dust bust. I'll lower the volume on that so you guys aren't deafened by it. And I think I'll just give it a quick wet wipe. And this should really be attached to the wall. Not certain why it isn't. Luckily, I've never seen my kids climbing in there. Okay, so maybe these shoes just go back here since at least the slippers and these can kind of go to the back because there's enough room for those 3 pairs at least. All right, let's put some of the taller books back over here. Should we put the smaller books over here? Thing is, the books in here just don't really get read too much. But at least this way they'll be a little bit more accessible. And we can get some of them off the bookshelf maybe and put them in here. These need to go back on too. So maybe these go down here. These toys, there's just so much stuff in here. All right, is there enough room for these 2 up here? Okay, that looks good. And then maybe put those there so that they can get to them a little bit easier. But then we still have the bags issue because the bags do need to go back in here. I wonder if I have an extra bin that will sit on the top that I'm not using for something. Let me go take a look instead of just sitting here trying to think about it. Put this back. Okay, I found this. It had lots of expired seeds and stuff in it, so is it big enough? Oh, not really. Let's see. The thing is, she doesn't really... Yeah, it's not. Is it big enough for some of the smaller ones? It is big enough for some of the smaller ones. Let me see if I have a different bin. Okay, so we do have this bin, which is meant to be a toy bin. It has toys that have been taken out of rotation, so I think we can probably donate some of these at this point. I mean, my husband will have to look through all of this first, but like, we have so much stuff like this. And this I took away because my son would like put his eyes directly on here. This goes to his lawnmower, which is actually outside, so we'll put that outside. This can go somewhere else. This is sentimental, so I'll go with the sentimental things, and this is part of our basketball hoop. My kids kept, so it hangs like that, but they kept going like this with it. So we'll hang it up and see if that happens again, and if we need to take it down again. But we can find somewhere else to put it. Okay. Let's see if this will work. I think it is going to. I'll put this one in the back because I think that's the one that gets used the least. Probably judging by the tag on there. Okay, so this is going to work. Will it fit up here is the thing. Can go elsewhere again. Look at that. Okay. Maybe move this Thing is, I need to be able to get this down. No, that's not gonna fit there. Does it fit between there? Nope. Nope, it doesn't fit in any of those. Okay. Oh, I really need to clean out my daughter's clothes too. Here. I'll put it towards the back since they just really don't play with those that much. There it goes. Yeah. Then my daughter's bows. Oh, the rest of her hair stuff is in the bathroom. I wonder if we could put it there, but then I wonder also if my son's just gonna mess with it if I put it there. Maybe hang it on this side with the other dress-up stuff. That's gonna be, it's not, it's gonna be in the way over there too. I think these little bows can go in. Maybe we can try to command hook this up in the bathroom somewhere. Or, you know what, I'm just gonna put it in our bin. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's try that. All right, so we have the shoes on the bottom, some of the taller books over here, shorter books over here, including the homemade ones that they sometimes play with. These toys are more accessible for them, and then the bags, which they don't really play with too much, but probably will in the future, are up here in this box. I think that should be okay. This bottom part really drives me nuts too, but let's see. Like, because these things just don't have a spot. We just don't have enough space for them. All these tracks, and we've got too many stuffies. I did go through and kind of clean this part out a little bit recently, but it was more of just like the little, like, occasional McDonald's toy junk that we get. Will these fit in here? I mean, I guess kind of. Well, there we go. That's good enough. See, these are even overflowing back here. None of it fits down there. That goes with that big one. Yeah, sorry. So we're actually done with this. Let me take you off, and I'm just gonna have to live with disappointment and get to the other stuff another day, I guess. So let me show you the piles here. Actually, let me put this other house back. Get this stuff further in so we can close it. Goodness. All right. Shoes. Toys in the suitcase. And some books. And on top here in this cramped space, we have the bags. Definitely need to clean out the clothes and figure out this disaster down here. But that's for another day. This is what we took out. Some of this is actually from the closet because I stole the bin from the closet. So this stuff is going in our bedroom either to have stuff done to it or just for storage. This is review pile and donate pile, which my husband will review. So I guess let's get those cleaned up real quick. All right, I got a bag to try to make it a little bit more efficient. So we'll put all the toys in one bag because those are probably good at daycare, but I'll have to ask my husband about some of those. All right, books to renew. Not to renew, to review, to see if everyone's okay donating them, and also to remove our name from things that have our name on them. A little bit of trash and a basket we ended up not using. And then the sentimental things that need to be taken care of and the picture stuff that needs to be taken care of. Oops. My hospital wristbands from having the kids. All right, folks, so maybe not too much of a difference visually to you guys, especially since I put all of this stuff back in here because there's just no other place for it, unfortunately. But it looks better to us. We can get to the books back here when we need to, and these are the main books that if they want to get to them in here, we can get to. They can easily pull these out, can move this if they need to get to the shoes. Did I break this? I did. There we go. And then the bags that they don't play with very often are up here, so I can show them. That's where those things are. Maybe another time we will do this other side. I would definitely like to get it to where we don't have so much stuff on the floor, or maybe this is the only thing on the floor, but let me show you guys the rest of the closet real quick. All right, yay. Boo. All kinds of stuff over here. So they play with the Play-Doh a lot. That's what this stuff is. That's a lot of floor stuff and a tent we don't use. And some other dress-up stuff that I'm sure they'd like to get to more often. And some other things they play with. So yeah, lots more to do and kind of whittling down my daughter's clothes here. And then we've just been stacking stuff up here. Those are like sentimental stuffies that I don't really play with. They're art box, swim diapers, just stuff. But that's going to be it for today. Maybe not the most satisfying before and after. Here, I'll move this so you guys can see again. I mean, that looks pretty satisfying to me. I don't know about y'all. But that'll be it for today. Thanks for coming along while I decluttered this small portion of the closet because honestly that took me, what, like 30 minutes? And that was enough. It was enough for today. All right, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.